So the Brower hog feeder came in. Let's open it up and see what we got. So one of the things I'm worried about is, according to a lot of the reviews online, the metal parts have come in bent or not fitting in place the way they're supposed to. So that's one thing I'm kind of worried about. By looking at the package, it looks like, it's been manhandled a little bit. So we'll open it up and see what we got here. So that's what it looks like so far. So we'll pull it out and see what we're working with. So here are all the pieces laid out. It seems pretty straightforward here. My game plan going into this, having done a lot of DIY builds myself when it comes to different projects, is I'm not going to tighten this up right away. I'm going to kind of put everything together and then tighten it up after I get the product finished. So let's see if that helps in this case. So as you can see here, step one's finished. I got the screws through with the nuts on, and they are on pretty loose, so it's malleable. I can move it and I can tighten it up later if I need to. As you can see from step two, it's been completed right here. And just like I did before, we'll continue to do, everything will remain pretty loose until I'm ready to tighten it. So as you can see here with step four, got those in place on each side, nice and loose. And the final product. Now everything has to be tightened down still, but everything fits, everything turns, so we'll tighten it down and see how she holds up to the pigs. Now I will say, during the build, I had one of the steel cotter pins break. As you can see, this one's in right here. This one broke when I tried to install it, so I just did a little bit of safety wire, and that's fine. I'm not overly worried about that. If I needed to get another one, I could, but the cotter pin isn't that big of a deal, and I think this will hold up nicely, so just something to note. So now that I got everything hand tight, it's way sturdier, which is to be expected, and I'll take a tool and I'll tighten it up even more. So the build wasn't incredibly difficult. I mean, as you guys saw, you guys did it step by step with me. It's pretty straightforward for a metal feeder. So there was really no surprises there. So I'm interested to see how it holds up. So my post-build thoughts are, I'm still a bit undecided. On one hand, everything came in as promised. There was no missing parts. The metal wasn't bent, warped, or damaged. The build was very straightforward, pretty easy. So that's good. The metal feeder is heavier than I expected it to be, so that's good. And then when you add 50 pounds of feed, it'll be even heavier, and I think it'll be even more sturdy with the added weight. But on the other hand, you have the weather elements. I'm here in the Pacific Northwest, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And two, it's going to be used by 2 hungry pigs. Now, with that being said, I have heritage breed, so I have Kuni red wattle crosses, so they're not going to be very, very large compared to your Berkshire or Yorkshire pigs, but nonetheless, they are 2 hungry pigs. So I'm interested to see how it holds up. So stay tuned. We'll give you an update. Just an absolutely gorgeous day, isn't it? Just so beautiful. I'm truly blessed. So I'm going to start tightening this up with a 7/16. So we'll start tightening these nuts up, and we'll see how sturdy it is after it's all tightened. So it's nice and tight now. And I can tell you, it feels really strong. Everything's nice and tight together. A really strong feeder. So I'm hoping for good things, obviously, because I've already purchased it. But I'm thinking it's going to hold up pretty good. So let's set her up and time will tell. So as you can see here, I put a cargo strap down and I tighten it down a little bit. It's not fully tight because I want to put the feed in. So once I put the feed in, I'll go around and I'll continue to strap it down and tighten it all the way. And that should hold for us. And you can hear the pigs. They're excited. They're ready to go. So these pigs are smart. They're kind of refiguring out how this contraption works. Essentially, they stick their nose underneath it and they lift up just like that. There's not even any food in there. So pigs are smart. They'll have no problem with this. There they go. Yep, easy as that. They figured it out. So yeah, that took 0 time at all. So I'm going to go to the back. I'm going to ratchet down and time will tell how long this thing lasts. So if it can handle this abuse, then it's definitely a winner in my book. Hey guys, you gonna help me out with this? Gonna help me out? So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this down, finish ratcheting it down, and we'll see how well it holds up to these beasts. So we gotta ratchet it down really tight. This is not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. So they're all feeding. As you can tell, they jumped on it, all over it. So it's already going through its paces. This is go time, so to speak. But we'll see. We'll come back a week or two later and we'll see where we're at. So I'm doing the chores. The pigs there drinking some water this morning. As you can see here, we have some rain. This is the Pacific Northwest, so we obviously get a lot of rain. So there's some water and leaves here on the lid, but inside it's bone dry. I mean, it is very dry. There's no moisture, no clumping, nothing. So overall, this Bauer feeder gets an A in my book. I mean, if you look at it, it's a little dirty, it's a little beat up, but outside of it being dirty, it's rugged, strong, still strapped in there. So yeah, I'd say this is a really good feeder, and it's proven and tested at this point. So get an A in my book. So there you have it. And as always, guys, long live the Republic.